being big fans about it.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, I realize that. From how much you talked about it in Clerks commentary, you pretty much had nothing to bring to the table.
Nothing.
And you even, both of you, I know you were watching it with sound off.
Yes.
You were just talking about it and then suddenly looking at the film, you're like, I can't even remember what's going on in this scene.
Yeah.
I guess that's all I have to say.
The Roadhouse thing, you have to know was kind of a lark. Like, we obviously didn't sit there on the DVD and go like, let's talk about Roadhouse, and then they'll ask us to do a commentary track. We were just doing our intros and shit. We've been talking about Roadhouse, and I was like, that's funny, let's talk about Roadhouse while we do our intro and shit. And so we did the fake kind of like talking about the blind dude who wrote this Jeff Healey song and whatnot. And then, you know, years later, get the phone call from somebody at Columbia TriStar who's just like, we hear you guys are big fans of Roadhouse. And I was like, where'd you hear that? They're like, we saw in the Clerks intro you guys talking about it. And I guess they missed the irony, you know, of the intro. Because it's not like in the intro we're like, Roadhouse is one of the finest films ever made, you know, just kind of joking around. So they're like, do you want to do a commentary track? Because we want to do a new version of the movie, and it'd be nice to throw that commentary track on there and stuff. And I was like, why don't you have people from the movie do it? And they're like, nah, nobody wants to do it, really. They're like, the director wants to do a commentary track. I was like, get Swayze, man. Get the fucking Swayze dog to do the commentary track. And they were like, he don't want to do it. And I said, all right, we'll fucking do it, sure. And so Mosier, you know, I've done commentary tracks for movies I got nothing to do with, like Donnie Darko did a commentary track with Richard Kelly and whatnot. And I don't believe in watching the movie or listening to the movie when you do the commentary track, because I've seen those commentary tracks on DVDs where people are just sitting there and they get into the movie and they shut up for like 15 minutes at a time. Like the Jerry Maguire commentary track, I love Jerry Maguire, and I couldn't wait to watch because they had the video link of it and listen to the commentary track. And then I pop it in and it's Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger and Cuba Gooding and Cameron Crowe. And it's a series of like, you were great in this scene. No, you were great in this scene. And they watch the movie for 10 minutes. Nobody says anything and shit. And it's like, I want to hear shit. So when we started doing commentary tracks, I think Clerks 10 was the first one. I said, I'd done it before that, but it was after, I think that might have been the first commentary track I watched after watching the Jerry Maguire DVD. I said, we're going to get rid of the headphones and just keep talking. Because that's really what it's like. It's a commentary track. Let's just talk. And sometimes we'll comment on the movie, but generally just keep the conversation going. So with Roadhouse, you know, I'd done commentary tracks on the movies that weren't mine. Mosier had never done that before. So I was like, dude, they want us to do the Roadhouse commentary. What do you think? And he's like, I don't know shit about Roadhouse, except it's a terrible movie. I was like, yes, but it's a watchable, terrible movie. So we pulled up a bunch of shit off the internet and whatnot that we could reference. And then, every once in a while, man, there are two moments in my life that hit me every once in a while, and I'm like, fuck. And they always have to do with mirrors or pictures. Because when I'm looking this way and shit, I don't really think about me being fat or balding. But if I get in front of a mirror, I'm like, oh, fuck. And if every once in a while I'm walking away on camera and I get to see a large image of my big bald spot, suddenly I'm just not so cool anymore.
That's why I wear a hat. I have really bad.
Do you have one too?
I got receding hairline.
But at least it's receding. At least you walking away, people aren't like, what's up, Gallagher? Y'all know who Gallagher is? It's weird. That's weird, man. Sometimes you're around young people and they don't know who Gallagher is. You're like, the dude who hits watermelons? Like, we must have spent most of the 80s watching him hit things. So we did the commentary track, and like you said, it's not very informative, but it did make you buy the DVD, and you do like the movie, right?
I've at least watched it twice.
So mission accomplished, kid. Now what you need to do is write a letter to MGM and be like, I know more about Roadhouse than these two assholes. Let me do the next commentary track. Then you could do an informative one. But we didn't have much to say.
I don't know much more than you do.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you bitching about then? I haven't even
I
watched it,
don't
but
know.
I haven't listened to the commentary track yet. I don't know. Well, obviously you didn't think it was very good, but are we at least funny?
Well, I think it was good enough for me to come up here and say something about it, good or bad.
Right now. I'm gonna call up Columbia TriStar and be like, somebody, because I think they put that title out for MGM, and be like, somebody bought that disc seriously because of our commentary track. So you owe me a piece. Hello, you know. What else is on the disc?
There's, I think, a trailer for the sequel.
Oh, the straight to
Roadhouse.
DVD sequel?
Yeah.
Roadhouse 2. Fucking, can you imagine like being any less creative than just throwing a 2 in the title of a movie? Are we done with Roadhouse? I mean, I could talk about it for at least 2 hours.
I got all weekend.
Did you like the fucking the throat rip scene?
That was very surprising to me,
It's
yes.
pretty hot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you know a dude can do that?
I never expected someone looking like him doing it.
With hair that coiffed.
With his shirt always off, glistening.
I know. I talk about it on the commentary track, but I think it's genius when he fucks her against a brick wall. And they play that music and it's supposed to be romantic. And I remember the first time I saw that movie, I was just like, I guess that's what you do. Like, that's what women like and shit like that. But no woman wants to get fucked against a brick wall. Bareback and shit? With some dude rubbing up and down and your back's being fucking ripped up by the brick? Nothing romantic about that. Movies lie all the time and shit.
Actually, I was taking notes.
Here's another one, sir. Don't fuck women against a brick wall. Dudes, totally fine. Chicks have delicate back skin. Me, on the other hand, you could throw me up against a brick wall, because I got, back flab, so I got cushion. So if you do have as much free time as you say, we can test out my theory, and I'll wear your hat.